Gavin Newlands.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Last year, Scotland exported 19 trillion watt-hours of electricity worth £4 billion to the UK grid. Yet not only do Scottish generators pay the highest grid connection charges in Europe, Scots pay amongst the highest standing charges, whilst London is by far the lowest. Our heating and lighting is switched on a lot earlier and off a lot later than the south of England. So should Scottish households be forced to shiver in the dark this winter to subsidise the richest part of the UK?
Yeah. Prime Minister.
Well, Mr Speaker, as the honourable member will know, standing charges are a matter for Ofgem, the independent regulator. Last week they did launch a consultation asking for views about standing charges, and he'll know, because of geographic factors, the UK government already provides an annual cross-subsidy worth £60 to a typical household in Scotland. But on top of that, we are providing considerable support to everyone across the UK with their energy bills this year.
Leader Stephen Flynn.
Mr Speaker, in good news for kids this morning, it was snowing in Aberdeen, and when they looked out of the kitchen window, they would have been filled with delight. But for their parents, many of them who looked out the kitchen window this morning would have been filled with dread. Dread knowing that they simply can't afford to pay their energy bills. So in that context, can I ask the Prime Minister, does he regret offering no financial mechanism whatsoever towards families this winter?
Minister.
Mr Speaker, that's simply not right to say that there isn't support for families this winter. There's been considerable support this year for energy bills, and this winter pensioner households, for example, will receive up to £300 alongside their winter fuel payment, because they're some of the most vulnerable households, and it's right that they get that support at a difficult time.
Stephen Flynn.
Mr Speaker, I appreciate it's difficult for the Prime Minister to empathise when he quite clearly can't understand. But to be clear to both him and indeed the whole House, this isn't a matter of energy production. Scotland produces 6 times more gas than we consume, and around 2/3 of our electricity already comes from renewable resources. This is a consequence of decades of failed energy policy here in Westminster. Now, those of us on these benches, we believe that Scotland's energy wealth and our energy resource should benefit the people of Scotland. Why doesn't he?
Mr Speaker, the entire energy grid infrastructure in this country is integrated, which brings benefits to people in every part of our United Kingdom. But when it comes to supporting people with energy bills, Mr Speaker, that's why earlier this year we increased benefits at the highest rate in record. It's why we've provided cost of living payments worth £900 on top of regular support. And it was right, Mr Speaker, not to wait till the last moment to give people that support. We gave it to them earlier this year so they would have the security they need going into winter. And as I said, on top of the money for pensioners, and when there are cold snaps, we have cold weather payments that kick in, and the Warm Homes discount providing an extra £150 to the most vulnerable households. All of that is the most considerable action taken by any government to help people with their energy bills.
Sir Grant.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The Prime Minister may already be aware from his colleagues of the exceptional contribution my constituent Dr Hadura has made during a 30-year career in our health service. He may also be aware that for the last 6 or 8 weeks she's been frantic with worry about her 83-year-old mum, who is trapped in Palestine with a number of family members with no way out. Will he agree to work with the Foreign Office and the Home Office during this time of some hope in the Middle East to find an urgent way to get vulnerable people, such as Dr Hadura's mum, out of danger into a safe place of refuge while we can? Because once the ceasefire ends, so tragically will the chance of survival of too many people in Palestine.
Well, can I start by paying tribute to the honourable gentleman's constituent's long service in the health service, I think he mentioned, and can assure him that we're doing absolutely everything we can to ensure the safe passage of British nationals out of Gaza. I will ensure that the Department of Foreign Office get in touch with him. All British nationals that have been registered already with the Foreign Office have had significant interaction. We have successfully ensured the safe passage of well over 200 already, but we'll continue to do everything we can for those that are remaining, and I'll make sure that we're in touch with him and his constituent.
Mr. Speaker, NHS England has awarded £330 million to Palantir, a controversial technology firm, to help it recover from its pandemic backlog, despite deep concerns among many healthcare professionals about privacy, ethics and the safety of patient data. In light of the government's recently commissioned report on unifying health data in the UK, can the Prime Minister confirm that no attempts will be made to force the Scottish Government to release the personal data of Scottish residents to any centralised system?
Mr. Speaker, as the Honourable Lady knows, healthcare is devolved, but we will look for every opportunity to improve patient care and reduce waiting lists in England, and that's what we're doing, developing new technology which has had a proven track record in bringing down waiting lists and improving the optimisation and efficiency of how theatres are scheduled. That's the type of thing that we need to do to ensure patients get the care they need and we can get efficiency in the NHS.